Hello, hello, hello. What's happening, everybody? MCOC Droid does back again for another video on Marvel Contest of Champions. Well, I was actually in the middle of making a video about the micro realms, which should be coming up either like shortly before this or shortly after this, I'm not sure. But as I was getting it prepped, I was keeping an eye on the forums because there's been a lot going on today with 4th of July and what have you. And this sort of surprise post just popped up. I say sort of because I've actually been responding in the peak milestones discussion thread ever since it started a few days ago. Because if you looked at that initial announcement, they mentioned that the peak milestones would be coming to non-AQ related events. AQ was sort of the big kickoff for it, which we'll see in a few days. But, the moderator said, they'll also be popping up in other non-AQ events. And so I had asked that day if there were any examples, and they were working on it. And then Kabam Mike responded again to a post I had done earlier today when I was just kind of following up on it, asking when they think these are going to go into effect as well. And sure enough, here we are. So shout out to Kabam Mike for responding earlier this morning and then now getting it out today. I know he was aiming for tomorrow, but here they are for today. So as you can see at the top, first and foremost, the small disclaimer that the release dates that we're going to mention down below might not be true. As you can see, we are currently investigating some potential issues that users have reported regarding their devices after updating to our 19.0 release. The biggest thing I know people have been talking about is overheating on their devices. I know mine have been feeling a little warm ever since the update, but we'll see how it goes. So hold the below mentioned dates with a little bit of a grain of salt. We'll see. But anyway, this is actually kind of a big overhaul, and it's a very much needed overhaul. Going back to the title of the thread here, it involves 1-day and 3-day events, which, again, that's what he was kind of referring to in the peak milestones discussion thread. But then it's also involving Summoner Advancement, which a lot of us have been asking for a bump for a while. And while it's not a huge bump that maybe, some of the top tier alliances are looking for, it's still actually a pretty good bump. So we'll get to that a little bit later on, but let's break down everything that's happening here. I'm not going to read this word for word, of course. The link will be in the description below so you can check it out. And they've opened a separate discussion thread, so I'll have that link in the description below as well. But essentially, at this time, only 3-day Alliance events, Alliance quests, and Summer Advancement will be making use of the new peak milestone system. But that doesn't mean we can't introduce some new 1-day events as well, does it? So, as you can see, goodbye Dual Skirmish. What a shame. It's been needing to go for a while. It's such a boring event. The rewards aren't really worth it. So it's just, I don't think anybody is going to be sad to see Dual Skirmish go away. So long, Dual Skirmish. As you can see, these are going to go into effect on Friday, July 6th. Let me go over the events real quick. So again, these are the 1-day events. So first up, you have a 1-day version of item use. Looks to be the same, except 1 day instead of 3-day. Alliance quest fights, so that's kind of cool. Win fights in your Alliance quest. That already kind of exists with, like the node removal related 1-day events that of course kick in when Alliance quest is active. So that seems to be kind of similar, but now it's just all fights instead of just the nodes. So, it is what it is. A 1-day arena win instead of a 3-day version. Loyalty spend, which is kind of intriguing. Use your loyalty in the loyalty store, treasury donations, or on loyalty crystals. So based on how often that runs, you might want to time your weekly donations with that, based on your alliance and like what map AQ you're running. Or save, buying, you can only do 1 crystal a day, so you can't really save that. But if you happen to keep an eye out for particular items in a loyalty store, that might be a good day to do it, but to each their own. Alliance help, answer your alliance help request to get points. That should hopefully be pretty easy if you're active, if your alliance is active enough between, asking for the quest energy every 8 hours, refresh timers for your arena fights. That hopefully should be a pretty easy one to finish. Quest completion, this one, complete quest maps to earn points, and now you can earn points for completing daily quests as well. I would assume those would be like for the basic and the class catalyst events that happen every single day. That's a nice little touch that those get added on to quest completion, but again, is not usually too difficult for most alliances to finish. Perfect Series, this formerly 3-day event, is moving on over to the 1-day events. Win 3 out of 3 fights in your arena matchups. I imagine the points will hopefully be scaled to a 1-day run. I know for 3 days, it does seem like it's, of the 4 current 3-day alliance events, it does seem like it's the hardest for, I mean, maybe it's just my alliance, because we have a fair amount of arena grinders, but not all 30 of us. But it does seem to be the hardest to try and get all milestones for and get up to the ranked rewards. Again, maybe that's just us. Feel free to comment down below if you're different. But hopefully the points needed will be scaled drastically back to make it easier to finish on a 1-day basis. And then class use, that's, you know, always around as well. I think there's actually one on today for Mutant, so that's nothing new there. As you can see, we've added some variety to these events, but haven't changed them all. The rewards for these events as a whole are largely the same as well, though they may have been shuffled about to different events. Again, the 1-day events usually don't have huge rewards, the ones that we have right now. But since there are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 styles of 1-day events, of course you won't get every single one every single week, so it will be interesting to see how those rewards get shuffled around, as they put it. But it is nice to see some fresh blood in there and get some different events, get rid of the ones that we don't really like, mostly dual skirmish, and go from there. So very cool. Moving right along, X-Men been formed. Now that Perfect Series has moved over to the roster of 1-day events, it's opened up a place for a brand new kind of event. Introducing X-Men use, Avengers use, Villain use, and Guardians use. These events will award points for using members of the group described in fights across the Battle Realm. Again, they say across the Battle Realm. I would assume, per usual for a lot of these types of events, things like Alliance Quest and Alliance War won't count, but we shall see. But again, that would still be event quest, that would be arena, that would be duels. So again, hopefully shouldn't be too bad. But that is the new 4th style of 3-day event. Pretty darn cool. 3-day events also bring peak milestones to Alliance events. The milestone rewards are the same across all of these events, but the points required differ from event to event. And that's exactly how it is right now. You know, for item use, completion, arena wins, and Perfect Series, the rewards are the same. You know, for all 4 of those events, for all the milestones, the rewards are always the same. You know, the top one is 250 4-star shards. They have, you know, tier 1 alpha in there, some like premium shards. One of the milestones has the 25 units, etc., etc. So that hasn't changed. The 4 events will still have the same milestones, which makes sense. So again, I won't go into the whole concept of peak milestones. Hopefully you've seen their announcement that was on the forums late last week, I should say. But again, the general concept is, rather than as you're earning, or as you're hitting each milestone throughout the event, you earn the rewards for that individual milestone, and then rank rewards at the very end if you qualify. Now you will be earning milestone points, or I should say points towards milestones, throughout the run of the event, whether it's 1-day, 3-day, etc., etc. And then getting all of those rewards at the very end of the event, along with the rank rewards, all at the same time. So I won't go into all of these, but I mean, as of right now, you know, the top milestone points is 75,000 for item use, and that's the same here. The top milestone for quest completion is 450,000 right now, and that's the same here, and so on and so forth. So 12 milestones for these events, and here is the breakdown of what you would get. So even if your alliance is not that active, if you literally can just get the very first milestone in these events, as you can see right there, for number 1, you get 1 energy refill, 10 units, a premium hero crystal, 200 3-star shards, and a tier 1 basic catalyst. So, you know, pretty straightforward. As you keep getting more and more points, of course, the milestones get better and better, so that if you're hitting the very top milestone, which is number 12 on these events, the rewards have been buffed a little bit, as you can see. So you would get an energy refill, 25 units, a full premium hero crystal, 300 4-star shards, and 75 5-star shards. So starting to see 5-star shards in the milestones for these 3-day events. Pretty cool. And a tier 1 alpha, which again is in there already, but still pretty nice. So not a huge buff, but definitely a little bit of a boost right there if you're able to get them all. So that's pretty nice. And then the rank rewards. These are more or less the same. They've definitely been boosted a little bit. As you can see, you start seeing 5-star shards in there as well if you get to ranks 30 or higher. But yeah, more 4-star shards that are in there. So yeah, pretty nice. Pretty nice. Now remember, these events make use of the new peak milestone system, so the rewards you collect will be determined by which milestone you and your alliance reach, and will be paid out at the same time as the rank rewards at the end of the event, as I was saying before. So that is the 1 and 3-day events. Now let's talk about Summoner Advancement, because again, this got a boost as well, and it's actually, it's fairly nice. Again, it's not huge. It's not like the biggest boost that I think a lot of people were probably hoping for, but it is still a nice boost. So the biggest change to Summoner Advancement is that there are now milestones for this as well, in addition to the rank rewards, which is all there is right now. So I'm not going to go through all of this, of course. Again, you can kind of take a look at things here, but also check below for the link to the forums. But as kind of an example, the alliance I'm in, we usually hit around 500-ish thousand a week. We don't hoard, you know, we don't have an off week where we save and then an on week where we open. We just let it roll every week. So yeah, we tend to get about 500,000 or so points, plus or minus, you know, maybe sometimes upwards of 650 or so. But that would not be enough for that next milestone, which you can see there is number 14. So we'd be hitting probably the 13 milestone every single week. So for that peak milestone, we would get 500 5-star shards, 500 4-star shards, 2 level 2 Alliance Team Revives, 9 gold crystals, and a tier 1 alpha. Nice seeing the tier 1 alpha in there. So that's comparable to what we're getting right now in terms of the Summoner Advancement rank rewards, because we usually fall in the 6 to 20% bracket, sometimes the next one up based on how the week goes, but usually in there. So that is a tiny, tiny boost to the rewards, but that's just the peak milestone rewards. There are still the rank rewards that are coming into play now. So again, not a huge boost, but let's say we do fall into the 6 to 20% mark, we would also get 175 5-star shards, 350 4-star shards, and 4 more gold crystals. So again, that's in addition to the peak milestones that we get up above, which is pretty nice. Again, it's not the 6-star shards that I think a lot of us were looking for, but it is a nice little boost to the rewards that we're getting on a weekly basis. So pretty darn cool. Nice addition to the milestones. I know that is what they're trying to focus on, which I think they say down here. You'll also notice that the rank reward cutoff has been raised to 320,000, so make sure to take note of that. Your alliances do need to put up more every week to hit the rank rewards. But again, even if you only get to, let's say, 250,000, as you see right there, you're still hitting milestone 10. So you're still getting 5-star shards, 4-star shards, a team health potion, and some gold crystals. So no matter what, as long as you get at least 5,000 points from your whole alliance total, you will be getting rewards every week. Since we made Summoner Advancement itself easier with the addition of peak milestones and shifted the focus to the milestone rewards, we wanted to raise the level of challenge a little to achieve the threshold for the extra rewards you get in rank rewards, which is fair. Again, 320,000, still not too hard for most alliances to hit each week, but if you prefer to save and then go big on one week, you know, go for it. But at the very least, no matter what, you're guaranteed to get rewards every single week, so long as you just hit that very basic 5,000 points between your entire alliance. But then, of course, as you keep putting up more points, you get those milestones, and then as long as you hit at least 320,000 points total for the week, you'll also get the rank rewards. So that's a nice little boost, and it's a nice guarantee as well for some of those alliances that are still trying to build. So I think that's a nice touch for them. So that's it. You can look forward to the new one-day events, starting with item use kickoff on July 6th, which is Friday. Excuse me, sorry, I was trying to figure out what day it is today because of July 4th and having the day off, so I apologize. So yeah, new one-day events starting with item use kickoff on July 6th, which is Friday. The new 3-day events with peak milestones starting on July 8th with quest completion, which is Sunday. And the new summer advancement kicking off July 12th, which is of course not tomorrow, but the following Thursday. So one more week of the current style of summer advancement before it switches over. And then again, one more time, based on how things go with 19.0, they might push those dates back, so we shall see. But all in all, I must say, I am looking forward to this. You know, refreshing those one-day quests, I think are a good move, just because, again, a lot of them are just so boring, and even if it's not too much extra in terms of rewards or what have you, it's still at least a bit of a variety. So it's nice to see that kind of spiced up a little bit. Nice to see the 3-day events definitely got a little bit of a boost as well, both with these new peak milestones as well as the rank rewards right here. And then again, kind of a surprise boost to Summoner Advancement. Not huge, but still a nice boost, and more catered to make sure that everybody is getting at least some rewards every single week without having to hoard, which is a very nice touch on Kabam's part. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Feel free to comment down below. What do you think of all these changes? Are you happy to see some new one-day Alliance quests? Are you looking forward to different Alliance quests, stuff that they still have not even done? Maybe new 3-day events, things like that. What do you usually do in Summoner Advancement? Are you going to change things up at all? Again, really interested to hear what you all have to think, so please put that in the comments down below. Smash that like button if you're so inclined. Subscribe to the channel already if you have not. All of that really helps me out, and I greatly appreciate it. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it and found it informative. Take care, and I will see you next time.